There we go. All right. Well, good morning. Day 2 of our Slack 10-day of training marathon. And I'm going to use all these many puns as I can, but we're going to get going this morning. Let me share my screen and find out where it went. There we go. This morning, we're going to look a little closer at channels, and I'll show you some ways that I use channels directly and some ways of replying in channels. So, as most of you found out yesterday, inside of the 10 days of training channel, you are unable to post in the main channel. So when you create a channel, there are particular sorry, let me get to business first. Hilda just asked who won the thing yesterday. I pulled the names this morning. We'll do the raffle immediately after I'm done with this. I'll get those to Yvette and we'll randomize, or I'll just events coming soon. Okay. So when you create a new channel, you have options for how those channels can be set up. So in the case of the 10 days of training, I set the channel options so that you can only reply in thread. And there's 3 different ways that you can set up a channel. You can set it up so that number one, only anyone can reply or reply in thread. You can set it up so that you can only reply in thread, or you can set it up so you can't reply at all. And I believe the president's note channel is set up that way, so you can't reply or add to the conversation. It's just for dissemination of information. So as you create channels for your teams or for your own personal use, you can set them up in various ways. And those can be helpful for a number of reasons. In this case, you can see when Ryan posted, because he's an admin, he had capabilities, he starts to muddy the thread of the conversation. So he brought it outside of the what I intended this to be for. So each day there's going to be a challenge posted in here, and then you're going to go in and do something in that channel, replying to thread to keep the challenge within that challenge's message. So like right here, this conversation that started here with 14 replies, it keeps everything in line with this single message. So this morning, I want to show you how to reply in thread. For those of you who may not know, that's the first thing I want to deal with within a channel. Is when you hover over a message, over here to the right, there's this reply to thread option. And when you click on reply to thread, it pops up a thread on the right-hand side, and you begin to add a comment that's tied to that original message. What this does is it helps keep your channels cleaner. It keeps the flow of thought around a single idea, because you'll notice up here at the top, you have Ryan's original message of, am I eligible to win? And then you have everybody's flow of thought beneath it. So I can reply as demo student here, I want to win a gift card, right? And so that stays within this message. And what happens is there's a 15 that pops up here, and it shows you the number of people who've responded. Now, in addition to seeing that in the thread here, you can also see that up here under the threads option if you go to more, you can see, if some of you may have that available, some of you may not, and you can again choose preferences to choose what is available. But clicking threads here will show you every thread that you've been a part of and brings the most recent thread to the top of the list. Let me show you here in my instance here. So I've got a bazillion threads that I'm a part of, but the most recent one is this 10 days of training, and there's a demo student's response within that thread. So I could go either to that 10 days of training channel, or I could just click on threads to see the most recent additions. And you can scroll through here. We had this lovely conversation around whatever this bowl of stuff is that Madison enjoyed at the fair yesterday. We got from the LAPU games, we did a trivia game, and the board bot was telling us who won that trivia game. Good job, Callista. And so you can see the threads option gives you really good insight into those messages, but it also keeps the whatever channel you have a little less cluttered. So that's a great way to respond. Otherwise, sometimes you have to carry this conversation and you have to scroll endlessly, when you can just do that on the thread and keep the main channel cleaner for its own purposes. So replying to thread is just as simple as hovering on a message and then clicking that reply in thread option. Do you have a question? Okay. So replying in thread. Some other things you can do in the channel that are also really helpful, and we're gonna have a challenge around this later, is you can also reply with emojis, and I think most of you have seen this. And Slack actually has any emojis, as well as down at the bottom of the list, some custom ones related to hybrid work, to gratitude. Now my computer is going to be really slow to load these, but um, you'll see there's a number of different. Here we go. A number of different emojis, and if you hover on them you can kind of see, the cat on the keyboard. So I'm going to add that one, and basically it responds to the original message. It's a quick way of letting people know, hey, I saw your message and here's my response. Got it? Okay, thumbs up. And it's just a really quick way to see and to take a tally. You know it would be a quick way to do a poll. Hey, does anybody want to go to lunch today? And then you could just have them do a thumbs up, and then everybody who wants to go by just hovering over that. You can see who responded with that. I'd encourage, if you're going to do something like that, to limit it to a reply with a thumbs up, so that you don't have like 10 different emojis you're calculating in that goal. But that's a great way. So reply in thread. You can use emojis to respond. Let me look at my list here because I had something else I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, and then another way you can respond in even to a channel, and it's important in this list of items here. So you have those quick emojis. Let me show you how to customize those. If you come up here to your menu and you come to preferences and you go to messages and media, and you scroll down just a little bit here, you can choose your emoji skin color if you prefer, for diversity's sake, but you can also choose your most frequently used emojis. By clicking on one of these, you can choose, I want to always apply with the heart, I like the thumbs up, and let's do the crying emoji face, because that's a great one to respond. So now, once I've set those in there, I can shut that down. And now when I hover over a message, you'll see those three commonly used emojis are now the ones that are most available to me. And then if I need to, I can also have frequently used. So like I've used this caterpillar apparently, or the 100% to reply to a message before. And so it gives you like a broader range of emojis, but you get the three you use most often. I find myself using the rolling on floor emoji most myself. Yeah, so doing that's great. Another thing you can do inside of a channel, let me create a new channel real quick. I'm going to click here, create a new channel. And I'm going to do demo test. Most of you have probably seen this, but I want to show it to you anyways. Using in your message when you're creating a post, you can add this plus sign here to do a number of different things. But the one I'm going to highlight today is uploading from your computer. You can attach images. I'm going to attach the cover for today's video is day 2 there, and you can attach that. You can also add files from Google Drive. So if you're working on a project and you want to bring all of your team's files into that project, I need to connect Google Drive to Slack, so it may prompt you the first time you do it, and you'll need to authenticate your Google Drive account. This is all perfectly fine. A number of us have done it. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick and say allow, and you just walk through those steps, allow it to happen, and now you can add, and it shows you the apps that are installed. I can jump back over here, and I think I'll have to refresh my screen because I'm doing this on the web. Yeah, so now you can see Google Drive is now attached as an app. And then I can click here and then add file from Google Drive. And I don't know if Demo Student has any, but oh yeah, great. There's some tutorials here. So we're going to select those and add them to the drive. And now you have files that are attached to your channel. And if you click on the, let me think here. You can then also, some other cool features I'm going to briefly cover in one more minute here, is you can then take this and you can pin your
Mike,
files
we're
to the
still seeing
channel.
your sign on screen.
Huh?
We're still
Oh,
seeing
really?
your sign on screen? Yeah.
Well, hey, let me bring that back up then. All right, can you see it now? Some of you can. Give it a minute to refresh. You should be seeing the Slack screen with one file attached.
Yes. Now we can.
Okay, give it a moment, some of you guys, so that you can see that now Google Drive has attached this file, and you can actually pin this file to your channel, which is great for if you have a channel around a project. You can always find up here at the top underneath the channel name this pinned item, and you can add a number of documents, or if there's an important announcement or something, that a link that you want people to follow and to come back to, you can pin that to your channel, and it'll keep everything that's been pinned right there. So anything important that you want to recall, you can do with the pinned. And tomorrow, I'll show you guys some features around adding bookmarks. You can add bookmarks to this bar up here, and you can kind of create a workspace for people to post and add, or to recurring practices. I'll show you guys that tomorrow. But those are some simple channel features that I thought you guys should be aware of. Replying in Thread is super powerful for keeping things clean. And then attaching files is like a standard daily thing that most of you will probably do within your channels. So that represents day 2's a 10-minute training. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I have a question. For when you pin things, are they always going to be on the top of that channel?
Yes. Yes. So that if I end up posting a bunch of things here, I'm going to copy this and I'll show you as this goes away. All right. So we're going to this might take a while. Basically, if this gets out of view here, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll show you in my own. If we go to our e-learning general chat here, you can see that we have one pinned item right now that talks about joining LAPUX on Slack. And we pinned this July 8th in 2021. And right now we're here in 2022. So that pin will stay there for as long as you leave it. And it'll keep those things. It'll just collect them. If you go to like the Slack training channel here, I'll show you that. In my ongoing projects, you'll see I have 10 pinned items, and it's basically every single question or video that I have done for the general Slack training outside of this 10 days of training. And those are all available there for quick access, but you'll see they're all scrolled up throughout the channel as well. So pinned items will stay and will remain. Any other questions? Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Today's challenge. Oh, let me get to that. Today's challenge is I'm gonna post a new thread. I'm actually gonna post it in the 10 days of training channel, and your challenge is to reply in thread to that post. And when you do, that'll be your entry. So you just need to say something. And this is not going to count if you do an emoji response. You have to reply in thread with some kind of statement. So we'll get that set up right now and get you guys in there, and we'll announce the winner shortly. So from yesterday. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you, and have a great day. Enjoy your Slack time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.